Welcome back to the Nerd Dose Radio podcast, where you get your daily dose of nerd content. My name is Kyle, and I'm back here with my wonderful co-host, Zach. So how's it been, Zach?
It's been going.
Yeah.
Nothing too exciting lately.
But aren't you doing your IPI right now?
Exactly. Yeah, my IPI is kind of boring, which it is what it is.
Yeah.
Which is kind of funny because everyone's IPI has been so intense.
Mm-hmm. Compared like mine, it's literally like I've been doing a bunch of random stuff like filling and consults with patients and asking like what medication they need, if they have like some sort of thing that they want to solve, like they have a stomach issue, what can they take as the best recommendation to help treat them. That's what I've been doing during my IPI. But I feel bad that yours isn't doing as much, which sucks.
It is what it is. I'm not looking back on it.
Yeah.
I mean, community doesn't seem like it's going to be my cup of tea anyways. So
That's like a half. I'm like, I want to do community where I can work retail because like I like talking to people sometimes. And like I've been doing that even before I worked in a pharmacy, like even like selling shoes to like kids and all that. I like talking to them. So I don't know. I'll have to still consider that field or not. So it'll be like a plan B if my plan A doesn't go forward.
I think that'll be like my plan C. But we'll see what happens. Anyways, this past week we were blessed to have two Marvel contents or media, whatever you might want to call it. Got Black Widow, that was released July 9th.
July 9th, yep.
July 9th, about a week ago. And then Loki finished up their season finale.
Season?
Yep, on Wednesday. So we kind of thought it'd be a good idea to just combine the two, do another big Marvel podcast.
I feel like we've just been doing Marvel content
Yeah,
either way.
that's pretty much how it works. That's the only thing that's coming out. I mean, you don't watch any other movies, though. So.
I mean, rather than Marvel, I mean, besides watching Black Widow and Loki, I mean, I did see, I think this came out yesterday, July 17th or something like that, the Friday. Space Jam 2 with LeBron James came out, and that's what I watched. I mean, it was just a nice quick watch, because, like,
Quick, I heard it was 2 hours.
That was like an hour, hour 45, but like I kind of sped through it as I was eating dinner, watching it. It was just like a nice homage to like what happened in the original, even though I haven't really seen the original. I mean, I know what happens, obviously. The whole movie itself was nice with like a bunch of cool references from like all the other like Warner Brother movies that they made, like Harry Potter and Game of Thrones for some reason. And one random thing I saw was Rick and Morty in a weird homage to this whole basketball game that they're trying to play. Anyways, the movie was okay. I would probably rate it at like a 5 out of 10 with the references. And it was just so cheesy because they literally made LeBron James an asshole of a father to his son. And then in the end, he becomes a good guy. That's all I can say.
We all know LeBron James is not an asshole.
Yeah.
That's what's so funny about it. We all know he's like a genuine nice guy. I just keep seeing clips of it, and I'm glad I didn't waste 2 hours watching it. Yeah, it seems kind of cool with all their different appearances, but then I saw the Mad Max clip, and I'm just like, it's just a giant Warner Brothers commercial. That's what I keep hearing. Space Jam at least had somewhat of a storyline. This had nothing.
It was just literally like a big recruitment movie bringing all the characters back because they apparently left their Toon world, like Daffy Duck and all them.
Yes.
And then pretty much Bugs Bunny and LeBron James had to use a ship that they stole from Martian and go to these different worlds. Like you said, like the Mad Max world. I think they had to find Granny in like the Matrix world or something like that. Yeah. And there was a little scene where it looked like Granny was one of the Matrix people.
That's funny.
And then another one was freaking Daffy Duck and Porky the Pig was in the DC universe in the animated version. And,
really?
And they were trying to say like a runaway train because Daffy Duck kind of screwed up the system and is trying to save it apparently. And is like recording himself saving it. But it all ends up being a shit show. But all in all, it was a fun movie to see the references, but the whole plot line was just stupid in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't even really like the first Space Jam, so to hear that they were making a second one, like, yeah.
It's cool that they trying to do it because like obviously the first one was with Michael Jordan. So now they're trying to do a second one with LeBron James, who was another huge basketball legend. And I'm like, oh god, if they make a third one with fucking Stephen Curry or whatever.
Was he in it?
No.
Yeah, I heard about them trying to recruit other NBA stars.
Because,
and a lot
like,
of them turned it down.
I would turn it down if I was in their shoes. Like,
Yeah,
oh,
fuck
why would I
that.
want to do that? Waste my time and all that?
Yeah, I know. So,
Money would be nice, don't get me wrong.
LeBron is
but-
tired, so it was just something kind of fun for him to do. But
Alright, so to wrap up everything here, we're going to be talking about the final 2 episodes of Loki. And we're also going to be talking about Black Widow, which is a pretty good movie in my opinion, but I think it could have been well better executed. But we'll get into that later on. So back to our Loki episode 5 and 6 thoughts, starting with 5.
I was just gonna ask, what order are we gonna go in?
I don't...
We can do, yeah. Let's do Loki episode 5 and 6, and then Black Widow.
That's what I was thinking.
Perfect.
Okay. So Loki episode 5. Where I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know what your thoughts are.
There's nothing. It was alright. I just feel like not much happened. Like you said, to me it was just an Easter egg hunt.
Yeah, essentially.
But other than that, like you got to see the other Lokis. Like, Gator Loki was the best one. I thought that was hilarious, and I keep seeing these theories that he wasn't even a Loki. That they just threw a crown on him.
Threw a crown on him.
Yes. I think that's funny, but yeah. Of course, the star of that episode was Richard E. Grant, the classic Loki, with his finale or whatever projection. That was
his send off.
Yeah, his send off. Yeah, that's good. His enormous projection of Asgard to distract Elias.
To distract Elias from like not killing both Sylvie and Loki when they're trying to enchant him.
Yep. So that was really cool to see that. Other than that, yeah, just a big Easter egg hunt. My favorite was the Thanos copter, of course. That's a big nod to
The
comics of him literally flying a helicopter.
Which I don't even see
that
that.
says Thanos.
I'm like, why would Thanos even own a helicopter?
No, it doesn't make no sense.
Like, he literally has a freaking Infinity Gauntlet to make him time travel or travel anywhere. And yeah, he has a freaking helicopter that's going to take him, he sent fucking years or so to fly from one place to another or whatever. Whereas using a freaking Infinity Gauntlet takes him like seconds to get there.
Right. And then you like see Stark Tower. You have a list of all of them, don't you?
Yeah, I just have a couple things I saw. I know there was a scene where when they were, all the Loki variants were going down into like the little huts, there was a thing where it showed the layers as they're going down. Mjolnir was in there, and then a little cool thing was Throg. So Thor as a frog.
Yeah, and he voiced it.
He did voice it.
Voiced the not even 2-second clip of the Throg.
I don't even remember what he said. It was like, what?
I don't either. I'm like, he talked. But okay. Yeah, that was fun to watch. Get President Loki.
President Loki was a cool thing to see, because I know that was the thing where he tried to run for president.
Yeah.
Like, And then another one I saw was the Yellow Jacket helmet, which is pretty cool. Because I know...
Yeah, that's so random.
I know. I only can see why they added it was because I know from the first Ant-Man movie, with that whole fight scene and all that, that at the end, Yellow Jacket got transported or like shrank down into to some weird quantum realm thing, and that could be where he ended up in the void. So, and that's how the helmet ended up where.
I heard he's returning for Ant-Man 3.
That'll be interesting, and that makes sense following what's going on after the whole movie. So I can see that going on. Yeah, pretty much episode 5 is just a huge Easter egg hunt. It was still a nice episode just because it gave you at least a fan service of like, you know, President Loki, all the Loki variants, and then there's like little Easter eggs like with the Throg and then the Yellow Jacket helmet. But at least to wrap up this whole episode at the end, we Loki and Sylvie were able to enchant Eliath, and once they were able to accomplish that, we actually get to see the final Citadel, where we can figure out who was the person that's behind this whole TVA organization. So that's where pretty much episode 5 comes off.
Yeah, I got a couple more points for episode 5.
Yeah.
We got like a lot of heartwarming stuff.
Yeah.
Got to see the hug from Mobius and Loki. That was nice. Got to see Loki and Sylvie share a blanket. So just a bunch of heartwarming stuff. They teamed up together to enchant, and you could tell Loki kind of knew how to do it, or had an idea of how to roughly use those kind of powers against Elias. That was cool. I don't know why people always freak out over a Stark Tower Easter egg. It's literally in everything.
It's common everywhere.
I know. Like, that's the biggest Easter egg that's in every single movie, anything. Oh, there's the Stark Tower, there's the Avengers Tower. I'm like,
it's the same thing.
It's just the same thing every time.
Like, I've seen that everywhere. Even, like...
Doctor Strange.
Yeah, Doctor Strange. Oh, whoa, look at that. It's
Yeah.
just a tower.
I know, exactly. So
I need something new and refreshing in my
Yeah.
opinion. So, because I feel like we've been dealing with that specific Easter egg for, like, what?
10 years.
More than 10 years, essentially. So I'm like, I need something to refresh my breath, you know?
Yeah.
Something new and spicy.
Like the Thanos copter.
The Thanos copter, yeah.
Exactly.
Freaking Throg coming out of nowhere for no reason.
Yeah. So, those are our quick thoughts of episode 5. Nothing too big. I liked it. It's about the same for episode 3. I think I liked episode 3 a little bit more.
Yeah.
I would say this is like the weakest one of the whole season.
Didn't Tom Hiddleston say that episode 5 was one of his favorites?
Yeah, I think it was more like 4 and 5.
Yeah.
Like put together as like a story.
Oh, story-wise.
Like an arc. I mean, the whole thing's a story, but like 4 and 5 kind of bounce off each other, kind of like how 3 and 4 do as well.
Okay, that makes sense.
But yeah, it was okay.
It wasn't that crazy episode, but at least, like I said, fan service is all I need.
Yeah. Luckily, episode 6, now that we're going to that, wrapped up everything very nicely, and to me has been pretty close to a perfect series. I liked it the most out of all 3. Did you like Loki better than WandaVision?
No, WandaVision's still top tier in my heart. Yeah. Okay.
I meant to say Loki's been my favorite show out of all 3.
Oh.
It beats WandaVision and Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
No, I think WandaVision's still top tier for me. Sorry. I still love that relationship and how it was able to portray the whole series with the whole relationship, learning more about Wanda, in my opinion.
To start off episode 6, we got that intro.
The intro was amazing. I loved how, even though it was a cool summary, and I think that's the only time they've ever
they've never done anything like that before.
Like having a bunch of the random lines from like previous Marvel movies. You know, there's like the on your left from Winter Soldier. There was the friend from work line from Ragnarok. Just including those, just to give you a good summary of like this is what we were. I guess it's like a good homage to see that this is what they were able to accomplish.
I think it was more like this is what you all are used to,
or that
like
also
this is changing after this episode.
Everything's gonna get effed up
this
later.
This is what you've all. These are all the greatest moments you've seen, and then sprinkle in a little famous Mandela sayings in there as well, saying everything's gonna be fucked up. So I'm really excited.
It's gonna be crazy with what this whole next phase with the multiverse. I guess that thing is gonna be created.
I wish the multiverse lasted like a whole phase, but it sounds like it's only gonna last like 3 or 4 more projects.
Yeah,
not even. I think because surprise post-credit scene season 2 of Loki's coming. I think that's gonna come right after Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness.
I can see that.
I'm pretty sure Loki's gonna be in that as well.
Oh yeah, I think I saw that he's probably casting that stuff. So.
Yeah.
Following at the end of episode 5, we see Loki and Sylvie walking up into the Citadel, trying to figure out who is behind all this. They finally enter, and the first thing we get is a random ass appearance from Miss Minutes herself.
Hey y'all.
Hey y'all. It's like, I don't know reason in my opinion, like they had to add it as like a final goodbye, I guess, to Miss Minutes. But
I don't know. I thought it was hilarious.
I think it was still hilarious.
It's funny to see her angry and mad versus how sweet she's been this whole series.
It's like her being Two-Face essentially.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, and then now because of that whole freaking jump scare that we got from Miss Minutes, there's a bunch of memes that came out of that, which I loved.
Yeah.
And hate at the same time because my thing with jump scares, I don't like at all.
I don't even remember the jump scare, so
yeah, so
that's how little I was affected.
I'm not a jump scare person, but I can deal with it because I can just laugh my ass out of it and just be back to normal.
She keeps referencing He Who Remains, and right there that just tells you, oh, it's not more than one person, it's just one. And then they enter the doors, they see the statues of the 3 timekeepers, and then there's another statue that's broken. So I always thought that was, oh, maybe he was a timekeeper. That's
what previous timekeeper.
Yeah, or something similar to that. But anyways, we get the elevator and the big reveal. Jonathan Majors as Kang, kind of.
Kang / He Who Remains.
Yeah, Kang's variant.
The variant, yes.
Yeah, that's what he is. He's the a lot of people keep comparing him to what is it? A combination between He Who Remains from the comics and Immortus. And Immortus is also a variant of Kang in the comics, but he does more good. He's seen more like battles, and he realized like it's not worth it, and he's kind of done the job of balancing the timeline.
Yeah.
So they kind of took both of those characters and put them together, and that elevator reveal was insane. I can tell you right now, I was convinced Kang, or a form of Kang, was not gonna appear like last second. Like we spent 5-6 hours, and then no way the main villain is gonna appear. I thought for sure it was just gonna be another Loki variant.
That's what I thought also, was gonna be like an OG, like badass, like Loki variant that's like taking over all of this. But apparently not. It was actually gonna be.
They kept on saying it's like Loki's gonna be the one that changes changes the universe, or had the biggest impact. But I'm like, but the other two, Falcon and Winter Soldier and WandaVision, have literally zero impact to the universe. So I thought it was just going to be a small, slight addition, but I didn't think it was going to be as amazing as what it was.
But yeah, there's just pretty much, we got that huge reveal from seeing that it's actually He Who Remains, who's the one that controls this whole TVA organization.
There's a temp pad on his wrist.
He has a temp pad on his wrist, which is really interesting, but it's differently shaped. I think it's like a circle.
Yeah, it reminds me of like a mixture of Tony Stark's tech and then the Wakandan tech.
But before they had that whole little pretty much talk between the whole three of them, we get a little scene between B-15 pretty much being a runaway. She goes into, I think she was running away into like some sort of high school, and she's trying to recruit all these Minutemen that are chasing after her, that this whole TVA organization is all a lie and all that. So then I think what I remember from the series was
in Ohio.
They're in Ohio. 2018 Ohio, in a high school. B-15 runs into an office, and the Minuteman catches up, and then we get a reveal that it's Ramona.
Yeah, Judge Ravona.
Judge Ramona. As a normal high school teacher, just living her life, doing whatever she did, and doesn't even know what's going on. But I still want to know what caused Ramona to become a variant. We never got really that big a reveal.
I think it's funny how Mobius is from the 90s, roughly, what we think, and she's from like 2 years ago.
Yeah, I know.
Or 3 years ago. So I think that's so funny that she's such a recent variant, kind of. And then you just keep hearing her say, "Oh, I've done this for eons and eons with you, Mobius. It's supposed to be us too." When they were like talking, Mobius trying to stop her. He failed horrifically. Got his ass kicked, and then it was immediately like, "Oh wait, yeah, you can take me."
So now we just jump back into the little talk between the three of them: Loki, Sylvie, and Kang, or He Who Remains, or whatever. We just learned about how Kang pretty much can control anything. He knows what's going to happen. Then
He's from the 31st century.
Yes.
Discovered the technology of basically what a multiverse was. At first, they were very peaceful, sharing among the different multiverses, peace, like I said, and then later on, of course, different variants wanted to conquer others, and then it pretty much became a fight for one.
Yes.
And it sounded like he won based on the idea of discovering Goliath and then kind of manipulating its power.
He was pretty much able to weaponize it and cause this multiversal war between this whole Kang variants and all that fighting from each other.
Like he converted...
A conversion?
Combined all of them.
Yeah, that would make another
Or he reset everything to create his own one sacred timeline.
Sacred timeline that he can control and all that. Doing that was able to lead to that creation of the TVA in order for him to prevent any further branches from being created. But then pretty much he kept saying that he wants to be done with this, if I could remember that.
Yeah, because it sounds like he knew everything up until that very second. Yeah. That's how long he planned. So I'm sure we're going to get more on that later on. he wanted to retire.
He's like
or-
retiring.
I don't know. It was funny when he was like, or he can just kill me. It seemed like he wanted to be killed. He's like, oh no.
He's like, oh no.
He's
You
like,
can
don't
kill
do
me if
it.
you
Don't kill
want."
me. It just sits there and lets Sylvie stab him.
Well, yeah, because literally, well, going back a little bit from that, he's saying like to them that he has two choices. They can either dispose of him and replace him with an infinite number of him, which can be way worse than him, like more evil.
Dispose of him. Release the multiverse.
Release the multiverse and create,
multiple variants that he claims are way worse than him, which we know are.
Yeah, it was really nuts. Or they can take his place and take control of the timeline so he can retire in peace.
Yeah, which I kind of knew that wasn't gonna happen.
It's like, is that gonna really happen?
Yep.
No, because Loki and Sylvie are nuts in my opinion. So then they both are trying to decide what they want to do between Loki and Sylvie, but then they can see outside the branches are freaking forming, which is nuts. And
They're pretty much on a time clock.
And Sylvie still doesn't believe Kang.
Nope, she wants him dead.
She wants him dead still.
She thinks all this is still an act. Loki completely changed his attitude from what he was in 2012 in New York. We need to really think this through. It's kind of funny because in Avengers, there's a second where Thor's talking to Loki, saying, "Look at all this chaos that you're creating. None of this, none of this is going to be better with your rule." For a second, Loki believed it or faked it. And
Fake believing?
yeah, kind of like put up an act, and then he stabbed him. He betrayed him again, right in front of him. Now it's kind of reversed. Now Loki's the one that's take a second, look at all this chaos that this could potentially happen. And then we get then they fight, and then Sylvie betrays him, which I did not see coming at all.
I kind of see it somewhat because I can still think in Sylvie's head, like, she still wants everyone to have their free will. She wants to get the TVA released and get that.
Yeah, it makes sense why she did it. Yeah, because the TVA just messed up her life. Yeah.
It literally ruined her life. So, like, after thinking of that for, I don't know how old she is from that, like 20 or so years or probably longer, like, she still thinks the TVA is a hoax and all that stuff.
Yeah. So, but that fight that they had was cool. I got to see them use all their different powers.
Because I can see how, Sylvie is a better fighter, whereas Loki is able to, like, somewhat talk his way through it. But, now that we see in the end, Sylvie gets rid of Loki because he's able to put Loki away, throw him into a time portal.
Yeah, kissed him.
Kiss him first.
Yeah, she fucked him.
No, fuck.
No, she didn't fuck him. She did fuck him, kind of, because she's like, "Oh, you've been pretty much teasing at me that you love me this whole, 3 days that we've known each other. I'm gonna give you a kiss just to fake you out, bitch."
Yeah. It's just annoying because it's so in my head, it's like, you still, after how
she
many
cares
episodes-
for him. We
she
know.
still cares. Yeah.
But she obviously,
Doesn't-
she just can't trust people.
No.
Like, that's all she is.
She can't build trust yet, which is still annoying. And I understand from her point, like, even though they've been together trying to figure out this whole situation with the TVA and all that, yeah, after this, you still betray him and throw him away.
I think I don't like the excuse of she can't trust anyone, because clearly she's been trusting him for the past 3 episodes.
Exactly, yeah.
So I don't know, unless that was all an act, which we know it's not.
Even though I can see it because it's a Loki variant.
Yeah,
she can do whatever.
yeah. I think if it was an act, it would have been revealed within the first episode of them interacting. But no, it didn't. But yeah, he got pushed into the TVA, what we think is the TVA.
Everyone.
She kills him.
Kills Kang.
Yep.
Kang.
Yeah. He remains. He likes it.
Oh my god. I like how one day, I think this is from, if I remember correctly, he said, "I'll see you soon."
Yeah,
That's
that's
Kang's final
exactly.
words.
Yep. I'll see you soon, because all this is just going to repeat. He explained to them that the multiverse is just going to go in chaos. Give it another 1,000 years, and then he'll be born, and then all this gets repeated, and then he'll stop. He'll find alive, control, manipulate its power, and then reset everything. So that's why he says, "We'll see you soon." And I think that's really cool, because now we get to see. There's going to be more than one king.
Literally,
I think there's going to be hundreds of king conquerors. So I think that's going to be. I don't think there's going to be just one. I think there's going to be so much.
There'll be multiple.
And I think each one's going to be more powerful and powerful.
Oh, for sure.
I bet you, the one in Ant-Man's going to be mediocre, and then they either kill him or he preludes to a different variant that's stronger, way stronger, and that's what Avengers. I saw people keep wondering like, oh, how strong is Kang? I guess there's a comic where Thanos and the Avengers teamed up.
Oh, to get to kill
to
Kang.
go after Kang, yeah, because they had one common enemy. Kang grabbed him and grabbed Thanos. Thanos said something like, "I'm gonna rip off your head and put it in like as a memento for me." Kang grabbed his head and aged him like until he was nothing but bones.
Oh my god!
And he was like, "Now you're my head. Now you're the head I get to keep." And I'm just like, "Shit!"
That's
They better make him so fucking strong in this, because Thanos is so big.
Mm-hmm.
You get that presence that he's evil. He's a big bad villain. Kang is like human, our size, human size. So I'm very curious to see how strong they're gonna make him.
Yeah, unless there's going to be another variant of Kang where it's just a bigger version or something like that.
Yeah,
or it's just going to be a more powerful person. So
yeah, you get to see Thanos like right off the bat. Thanos kicked Hulk's ass.
pretty much.
Like you're not gonna see that from Kang,
No.
because he's not that size. But we're gonna see something, I guess, in its own way. But yeah, we get to see like it was cool to see the timeline that's just a circle, and then slowly start branching off. And then you even got to see some branches going into other branches.
Which is
Hint, hint, Spider-Man, hopefully. But yeah, and then we see the TVA freaking out, and also get to see Loki traumatized from that betrayal.
He's just like, what the hell?
Yeah, he was genuinely saddened because this was like again the first person we've seen him actually care about, like truly care about right off the bat. Like he clearly cared about his mom and Thor, but that took some time. But yeah, you could like I was heartbroken to see that.
I was also like, you can see the on his face like how he trusted Sylvie for not long, but like for a good amount, and was able to build like some sort of relationship. Like you said from episode 5, they were like cuddling essentially.
Yeah, that's what they were. Yeah.
And like they were trying to trust each other, but then at the end it's just like this.
He
whole
trusted
betrayal.
her.
Yeah,
she just didn't trust him.
It's just annoying. It's like
he said, she can't trust. He can't be trusted.
Yeah. I think it's just like with the Lokis, it's like, I guess is a common thing with them, which is annoying and it's sad. Like, you probably bring it to real life. Like, you can trust sometimes, but then at the other end,
everyone keeps making or everyone on the internet keeps making the comparison. Oh, he goes from bad to good in like a week. But everyone doesn't take the second to realize he got to see his whole life.
Yeah.
Like, I think up until then, like, he let himself, I think he was so set on himself being stuck that no one's going to care about him and that he can never care about anyone else. That's always going to be him and alone. And you got the sense of that throughout the season as well. But then him seeing the rest of his life in front of him, he got to see that he can actually care about people. He can have good relationships with his family and that they actually care about him back. So everything all that grudge and all that hatred he had pretty much has been let go. So that's why I think he's pretty much the opposite. That's why he gets along with Mobius. He befriends him. That's why I think. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. It's just seeing like a huge change because like
traumatic.
It's a very traumatic experience that he's been through, and it's like now it's just effed up in my opinion. Yeah. But then going back to this, we just see Loki was able to end up back at the TVA, quote unquote. Then was able to meet up with Mobius and B-15. However, like he was trying to first warn him, saying, there's going to be a war coming out soon. They need to prepare and all that. He's freaking out, what to do and all that. And then Mobius is like trying to calm him down, but doesn't recognize Loki at all.
He asks him if he's a hunter.
Are you a hunter? Are you this and all that? And it's like, wait, we've seen their relationship to each other. And apparently now we just learned that Loki is in a different multiverse with Mobius, if that makes sense.
Takes a big look at the statues, which all season we've seen been the timekeepers, the three timekeepers, and they've been they continuously kept showing the elevator shot of the three timekeepers, but this time it's just one, Kang the Conqueror, in his original costume, which is pretty cool.
That's a good homage to it, which is interesting. So, and then that's where it pretty much cuts off.
Yep, get the post credit of season 2.
The post credit season, you see a stamp on Loki's file. The season 2 is going to be coming out, which I'm really thinking how that's going to be included. So I think you told me it's going to be probably the aftermath.
That's what I'm thinking.
Of Doctor Strange. So I can see that also, which will be a good playthrough and all that. So But yeah, that's all from what we can talk about. I like this episode was really cool. Was able to reveal a lot of things, close off a bunch of stuff, and yeah. I don't know how you want to if you want to rate this episode.
I have no idea. 10 out of 10.
10, 10?
For this episode. I loved it. It's a great finale. Wrapped up an amazing season. I would definitely put Loki in my top 10 Marvel.
Yeah.
I think it would be definitely in front of WandaVision.
I still can't say that. I don't know. I still like my WandaVision to my heart. So, but yeah, I probably rate it around the same thing, but I think WandaVision a little bit better.
Mm-hmm. And then in between the two episodes, we got Black Widow.
Black Widow.
And thank God. There was so much back and forth of when I was going to see Black Widow. Because of like different personal events, like a graduation party, driving to the other side of the state, just up in the air. I was like, I need to see this movie. It was my dog's birthday. Yeah, that's one of my girlfriend's thing. Anyways,
it was sitting with me. I had shit to do also.
Yeah, you had shit to do. Yeah, you ended up buying it on Disney Plus.
Yeah,
but I went to a theater, and I love this theater because they have their own menu.
Is it like a dinner one?
Similar to that. And what's awesome is they have these cuddle couches. So it's like a 2-person couch, and it only costs $12.
What the hell?
Yeah. Like one ticket alone and like their own seat or recliners. And it has like a footrest too, so we're able to like lay out. So me and my girlfriend did that. We saw it at like 10:30 at night.
God, that's late.
Yeah, it is late. That was like right after the graduation party. So.
Yeah. Oh, I had a graduation party that day also.
Yeah, you did, yeah. But Black Widow, right off the bat, first thoughts. The more I think about it, the more I've been nitpicking. Originally, I loved it. I thought it was a great movie. You keep comparing it to Winter Soldier.
It literally does give me Captain America and the Winter Soldier vibes.
Yeah,
it literally does.
There's nothing wrong with that.
And there's nothing wrong. Don't get me wrong.
I love Captain America.
I know
Winter
you love
Soldier.
that.
So I'm like, this is right up my alley. Yeah, they just did a bunch of space shit, but now we're back to the ground level.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are complaining about that. But I don't think so. I think it's good to go back and forth between more personal stories versus everything. Not every story has to be world-ending. No. I think it's stupid if they keep doing that.
Like, I liked how they went back to that Captain America Winter Soldier vibe because I was okay with it. I just don't understand why they had to pretty much essentially copy that kind of format of the movie because it was the same thing where we got a reveal that was a long lost someone that we got back, kind of. You know what I mean? They could have still played it as a different Black Widow movie.
Yeah,
but still incorporate learning more about it. I'm not sure if that makes sense or not.
This movie should have been an espionage movie.
Yes,
very spy thriller. I think Winter Soldier it has that spy thriller vibe, but it's not completely like that. I guess you can say this movie should have been all out. I wanted a full movies that come to mind that this movie should have been Atomic Blonde with Charlize Theron, Salt with Angelina Jolie. That's what this movie should have been. But no, it had to be a team up movie because Scarlett Johansson can't lead her own movie. Which is bullshit. We all know she can. And I'm pretty sure the guys behind... There was someone... I keep hearing this name. I don't know the name. There was someone in Marvel that kept resisting to not create a Black Panther movie and not create a Black Widow movie.
Oh, really? There was someone? Huh.
And they're gone. So, but the biggest thing, this movie is 5 years too late. It should have been this movie, and this movie should have been a long time ago. I really like the setting, the time frame, because we never really got to see what Civil War was like and how that affected the whole world. Because you get her on the radio saying, still on the run, Steve Rogers and Natasha Romanoff. But yeah, we never really get to see that. We got a small taste of that in Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah.
But nothing that big.
Yeah. I just, like you said, it is in between the events of Civil War and Infinity War. That's where this movie is somewhat taking place of. Throughout most of the movie. And then I know at the end of the movie, it's a little bit after Endgame. So, but in my opinion, they should, like I said, they should have released, or you said, they should have released this movie freaking years ago, in my opinion. Even after Civil War, even if they didn't include the that after credit scene, it still would have worked out okay. Or not even Civil War, Endgame.
Oh yeah, right away. Yeah.
Or even after Infinity War, it could have been. But I can understand from their viewpoint what they wanted to do, because they wanted to send Black Widow like a final movie, like saying goodbye to her, a send-off movie for her. Wrapping up, this is going to be the end of Black Widow. I guess similar to like Iron Man. Like
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, it's like another send-off. Like, you know, these are two major players in the Marvel universe that you're not going to see anymore. We're going to try to incorporate other characters from our Marvel universe into this series.
Which I thought Iron Man was going to be in here. Like, I'm pretty sure they hinted, or if not, like news stories that Robert Downey Jr. has been recording for Black Panther or Black Widow. So I was curious about that, but I guess it was just a bunch of bullshit. But yeah, like I said, 5 years ago, but I shouldn't be looking at a movie when it should have been released. As much as it should have been released 5 years ago, it is what it is. It doesn't hurt the movie. It's just, I guess, a bigger picture overall, if that makes sense. But yeah, I thought this movie was pretty decent. I'd probably rate it in the mid-tier movies, I would say. Yeah, 7 out of 10 or so.
I give it probably 7.
Probably like 14 or 15 on the whole list.
Yeah.
Definitely better than Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
This is what Captain Marvel should have been like.
It should have been, yeah. It just makes like Captain Marvel, like I can see that she wants to be like her own independent person, like her own superhero. But like I could see she's still trying to work up to build friends or build relationships with like example Nick Fury and all that. But I just think Black Widow was able to, I think, execute it a little bit better in my opinion. I'm not sure if that makes sense or not. Like because she was essentially recruiting her family back, her family, quote unquote, from like Ohio. Like that's what this whole movie was about. Going to like Budapest, for example, to get her sister, going to the jail cell, going to the prison to get her father.
Yeah, but then going to meet up with Melina and then eventually the Red Room.
Eventually the Red Room to take over Dreykov and kill.
Yeah, it's a very like so on event finale done and over with.
Yeah.
The intro fucked me up.
It did. That was a very interesting intro, and I loved it.
I loved it. It gave us what do we get? A cover of
Smells Like Teen Spirit by Nirvana.
Yep. We get to see these girls
transform into becoming Black Widows.
Kidnapped, trained, operated on, and turned into assassins, and it kind of hits you hard.
Because it looks kind of scary also.
The music fucks you up.
The music fucks you up, and then it also gives me like that found footage vibe. Also, it's like it's like like this is sad to say, like seeing like stories where girls are kidnapped in like real life, and then some people are recording these girls, and it's like traumatizing and it's scary, and it's really cool how they were. This is weird to say. It's really cool how they were able to incorporate that type, but make it into a movie with Marvel. Yeah. So it's just a very different vibe because like there is a reason and purpose, I guess, they're doing it, and I guess it's similar to like what they did in real life, or if that makes sense or not. But
yeah, it definitely gave a grittier vibe.
It does,
and I think that was needed for a movie like this. We definitely get to see more. I would say, we get to see more grit or more hardcore. Blood, a little bit extra blood. We get to see that Black Widow who shot herself in the face. I keep saying get to. It's not a privilege. We don't get to. It's horrific.
Yes.
Even get to see Red Guardian break someone's wrist. Like you get to see more than that Winter Soldier vibe. So like the last time we've seen that much hardcore grittiness was back and Winter Soldier when what is it? Bucky kicked someone into an airplane jet. Like we don't get to see that in other movies. We've only seen it really in that movie.
Like, you don't see any hardcore like killing. Essentially.
Yeah, we got to see that here. But the standouts clearly in this movie, and it does suck that it was a team up movie, but it has nothing to do with these other characters. These other characters were awesome. Yelena, amazing.
I love Yelena.
Florence Pugh, she did a great job. Perfect casting. She's like our age. She's literally 25.
Damn.
Yeah, that's what pisses me off. Jesus. I should be 25 in an MCU movie.
Well, says the one I made a TikTok, but we'll get it.
Yeah, that's a different story. And then we get David Harbour as Red Guardian, which was also hilarious.
What other movie was he in? I can't remember.
He was in Hellboy. So it's kind of funny. He was jacked in Hellboy, and then they really tried to make him fat in this movie, but we all knew he wasn't based on that first scene. We're like, no, this is what he usually is. He's not that big.
Oh, I never
No,
really
he's
knew
not
about this
that big of a guy. The beard was definitely there to help hide his skinny neck.
Oh.
Because he's a tall guy, but he's larger, but he's not fat. Not a chance. He's in Stranger Things.
Oh, that's where he was also in. Okay, even though I haven't watched Stranger Things, I'll get to it later.
Yeah, it's okay.
Anyways, I guess to like whole wrap up, I mean, we also get another character reveal.
Yeah. Okay. Taskmaster.
Taskmaster.
Let's hear what you thought.
Okay.
Of Taskmaster. You played the Spider-Man game.
Yes.
You've seen how a really cool Taskmaster would be.
Yeah, Taskmaster from the Spider-Man video game for the PS4 and 5, whatever, was amazing. I haven't really played through because like that, and if you haven't played the game, it's like there was like one scene you're pretty much swinging through the air, and then Taskmaster literally kidnaps you, and then it goes into a whole cut scene where it's a huge scene between Spider-Man and Taskmaster, and then they have a fight scene or whatever. But and then that's what I was thinking Taskmaster would have been in Black Widow. Mind you, that was a good portion of it, especially from that where we get that introduction from Taskmaster where Natasha is just driving off to get freaking groceries or something, and then literally Taskmaster blows the freaking car that she's in, and that was cool. Don't get me wrong, and you have a cool fight scene introducing like how Taskmaster works, where it's like a mirror that Taskmaster just like copies all the moves, even like certain Avengers, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, him staring at the found footage of Black Widow and then Black Panther, but pisses me off, man. The suit was so cool.
It's a dope suit, yeah.
The action sequences with them were so cool. Yeah, the suit was awesome. I want to make the suit. I wish I had a 3D printer.
I know. You can probably buy it.
I know. It's so badass. And then the reveal of Dreykov's daughter.
Yeah, Dreykov's daughter.
That we thought was killed. That Natasha thought she had killed in that bomb explosion.
The Budapest thing.
Yeah. And the reveal wasn't bad. It was just kind of a way for them to like haunt her more.
Yeah.
How she's always been haunted by it.
Traumatize her.
Yeah. But it's just not Taskmaster. Like if you're
It's
gonna
not
do
the-
that reveal, pick a different villain.
Yeah, I was thinking it would have been like I mean, I understand like why they had to do it where it had to be Antonia, because it's just the traumatized Black Widow that you killed my daughter, you killed Dreykov's daughter. So like this is gonna come back to haunt you and f you up again.
Yeah.
So, but it's just that it's weird that comparing it to like the comics or from the Spider-Man video game, for example, that Taskmaster was an actual person. That he was actually a former SHIELD agent, from what I've read. And he actually even trained U.S. agents, also, from what I read, also, which is like I would have
been
thought
badass.
that would have been badass as hell.
Would have been a turned U.S. Yeah, she could have known Taskmaster or that person, and then he turned dark, and then left, and then started working with Dreykov.
Yeah,
perfect.
It would have been a perfect time, like way to make
And
that
it still
work.
would have haunted her because he was a previous SHIELD agent. And so,
But no, it had to be. I can see it's like you're killing a kid essentially, and then the kid's back to haunt you for life because you
kind of
killed
like
this
a
kid.
Bucky 2.0. When I think about it,
Yeah,
'cause-
exactly. So
Yeah,
Winter Soldier.
yeah, like Black Widow, like she said she fought him like many times as a SHIELD agent, and then when he came back, and then Winter Soldier, she was traumatized by him.
Yeah.
So this could have been, fuck you, Marvel. You should have got this Taskmaster right. Dreykov, yeah, he was kind of a cool villain, but we just kept hearing about him. We never saw him until the last act, and up until got to see all these great jokes, the Elena, the pockets in the vest.
The vest.
Yeah, as soon as I saw that vest, I mean, when she gave her that vest at the end, I was like, oh god, this is the same vest as Infinity War. It clicked instantly because she never has worn anything like that. We get the posing joke, which is awesome.
Superhero posing.
Yep.
Jeez.
Her saying disgusting and like trying to shrug it off. David Harbour as a Red Guardian got a little like singing American Pie. That was fun. A lot of people thought he was annoying. I think it was like the perfect amount.
I think it was a good like comedic
Wish we got
relief.
to see him fight more.
Yeah,
We got to see him like throw like 3 or 4 punches at Taskmaster, and then nothing happened.
because like he is injected with the super soldier
Yeah,
serum, which I never knew. Like
Yeah.
I guess
There's
that
so
was the
many
Russian
other
version
people.
of it.
Yeah, there's so many other different super soldiers, which is kind of crazy to think about. But yeah, everything was good up until that third act. Third act was kind of rough. I don't know. It just didn't seem to live up to what the rest of the movie was setting it up to be. It seemed like a bit
it was cool. It was cool to see. You know, there was a cool interaction, the cool fight scene, but it's not even a fight scene. Like interaction between Dreykov and Natasha.
Yeah, I like the pheromone idea.
The pheromone
I
idea,
think that was
and
cool.
that was the mom that did that, I guess. So, or mom, Melina, and that you can't even find him because you can smell him. And I'm like, damn, that's nuts. And what she had to do was gruesome. Pretty much broke her nose to sever the nasal nerve or whatever to prevent her from smelling in order for her to fight Dreykov, which is nuts.
Yeah, and I think that's really cool. I just wish there was more leading up to that than just her talking with him, banging her head, and then finally getting to him. And we didn't even get a cool send off of him dying. Like he blew up.
He just blew up, and we just see him getting engulfed in flames, and
that's kind of lame. Same with the whole Red Room falling apart, just blown up, and I'm like, Red Room should have been underground. I don't think it should have been in the sky.
Ariel.
You know, I can't kind of see why, and I thought it was cool at first, but then I saw how easy it was to take down, and I was like,
never mind. Literally blow up the engines, and
you're done. So I'm like, come on.
But yeah, after all that, I know that's another. Again, going back to how they're very much copying Winter Soldier. They did the whole face mask.
They did the aerial thing too.
They did the aerial thing also, yeah. The aerial thing, and then going back, before Melina told their location of Natasha, Yelena, and Alexei, they did a whole freaking switch where they had the face masks.
Yeah, they did it the exact same
thing. And then the same exact thing from the face mask from Winter Soldier.
Yeah, that's the whole espionage theme that they're going to try to recreate, but then it was okay.
It was a cool reveal, but it's copying again.
Yeah. I think if they did it better, it wouldn't have been so much.
If they made it somehow better or like manipulated it towards where it's specifically for Black Widow or anything like that, then it would have worked.
Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah. It was like, again, I feel like it was just Winter Soldier Part 2, but with Black Widow as the main character.
I heard there are a lot of title cards. Someone said they counted them up. And they used the same file as Civil War. Because Civil War did a decent amount of title cards. Someone counted them up, and they said like the first hour there was 8 title cards because they keep going to a different location many times. Yeah. There's so many, but end credit scene. Get Val. Well, get that nice moment of Yelena seeing Nat's grave. Very touching, and then Val walks up to her saying, "This is the person who killed you."
And it's
Clint Barton, Hawkeye. So. My theory is Clint wasn't a good guy those past 5 years. So I'm sure he crossed paths with Val, maybe even worked for her. Definitely turned, and Val's ready to hunt him down. And I'm pretty sure that whole end credit scene got reshot because it followed up Falcon and the Winter Soldier, where we got to see her recruit John Walker as the U.S. agent. So I'm pretty sure it's confirmed that Yelena's going to be in the Hawkeye series. So I think that's going to be awesome because I had no idea where they were going with that show. But yeah, I can't wait. I'm excited. I don't think she's going to... I think they're going to have like a fight or two, and then she's going to realize like, oh, Nat was best friends with you. Like, why am I doing this?
Yeah, they're probably going to have like a little interaction between the two. Like, yeah, there was a reason why Natasha had to die, and he has to explain to her, to Yelena, like, we had a choice.
Yeah.
But
he's like, I wanted to go.
I wanted to go, but Natasha prevented me from doing it. So, hey, that could be a what if thing. What if it was a verse?
Oh, yeah. Oh, fuck. We didn't even bring up what if.
Yeah.
Oh, do you have anything else to wrap up on Black Widow?
Black Widow, like I said, was pretty much Captain America Winter Soldier Part 2 with... Black Widow replacing
fight
Captain
scenes were awesome.
Fight scenes were amazing. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it was similar fight scenes from.
Yeah, but we haven't seen. But that's 10 years later. We haven't. Think about it. We haven't. There's been how many more projects that have had really cool fight scenes, but nothing have lived up to Winter Soldier. Yeah. And the fact that we have Black Widow has come the closest. Like what? 15 projects later just shows it was like a theme that they wanted to go for.
It was. But yeah, I still rate it like I think you said 7 out of 10.
Yeah, 7 was probably good. Maybe an 8 if I'm feeling
generous enough.
But yeah, bringing it back to What If. Now that's canon. What If's canon because of the multiverse from Loki. So I think What If's going to be each one's going to be a different multiverse or universe, and then that's how it's going to make sense. Which is kind of cool when you think about it, because I thought What If was just going to be
a series where it's just going to be like
just something fun.
But like a funsy thing, like to canon.
Yeah, but not canon.
Not canon.
Yeah, to see it be like a potential thing, It's actually really cool when you think about it.
Mhm.
And now I'm more excited than I ever was.
Mhm.
August 11th, baby.
Yay.
Let's go. 3 weeks.
3 weeks. Oh, it's 3 weeks. Holy
Yeah.
crap.
Maybe even a little less than 4 weeks, but I can't wait.
That'll be a nice thing. I don't know how many episodes they're coming out with on that one.
They released them. I think there's like 10 or so. They released the names.
Ooh.
So I'm very excited.
That'll be
Spider-Man with a cape. Let's go.
I just need my Spider-Man trailer. That's all I need
Yeah,
now.
fuck you. Yeah, fuck you, Sony. I think it's coming out this Thursday. That's my
That's
prediction.
freaking rumors.
I know.
Damn time.
I know. Whatever. It's been a rumor ever since.
Mm-hmm.
So to wrap it up, we both love Loki. We both were
Semi okay with
Black Widow.
Black
Good
Widow.
addition. I would say.
Mhm. I feel like I said, they could have released it like a year before. Now instead of releasing it like what,
I don't
2
think.
weeks ago.
Yeah, I don't think they needed to wait as long as they did with COVID. I think they
just-
should have dropped on Disney Plus last winter.
Mm-hmm. Even
So-
though they were going to take a loss on it, they were going to take a loss on it either way. They
Bring
did
back
it.
the box office.
Yeah.
250 million. That's pretty good.
It's still decent.
Opening weekend, I would say that's good enough after COVID.
You have money.
Yeah, Disney's okay. They can take a hit. That's why I don't think this
They'll
is
be
weird.
fine.
It's not gonna make $1 billion, even though Captain Marvel did. yeah. Can't keep bringing her up. Oh well. All right. Well, if you want to reach us, got a Twitter. Listen to us at Spotify, possibly Apple Music one day.
Still working on it.
Yep. Or YouTube. Yeah.
Give us suggestions, please. We've been talking about a lot of Marvel. Hopefully, like I said, one day we'll do a pharmacy episode.
Yeah.
That should
We
be.
don't just love Marvel.
I know. We love other stuff. We haven't even talked about anime. That's sad.
Yeah. Anime's definitely coming up soon too. I got a
know.
couple of people I want to invite for that one. So.
Ooh, and I can talk about it. Anyways, yeah, let us know about any suggestions you would like for us to talk about. Give us ideas through our Twitter and all that fun stuff. And yeah, we hope for you guys to listen to us soon.
Enjoy the rest of your